A rare find of over 100 intact pagan ritual vessels hidden over 3,500 years ago. Archaeologists in northern Israel were called in to do a routine salvage excavation before a gas pipeline was laid. But in this cradle of civilization, nothing turns out routine.
We came upon a cave, a collapsed cave. We took away the roof of the cave, which collapsed. And inside the cave, that turned out to be about 200 vessels.
The cave was about 100 meters from the ancient Canaanite town of Tel Kashish, which is down the road from Megiddo, better known by its biblical name Armageddon. Archaeologists have dated the cache to the 14th century BC. At that time, Pharaoh Thutmose III, the Napoleon of ancient Egypt, and his army was laying waste to the Levant. About 3,500 years ago, somebody took these vessels and very carefully placed them inside of a pit, perhaps to protect them from an impending Egyptian invasion. And now, by accident, archaeologists have discovered them and hope that they can reveal the mysteries that they held inside. The Canaanite priests in the village either had a premonition or were savvy enough to see danger on the horizon.
That the priests of this temple were afraid that their temple would be ransacked, so to say. So they took out the furniture and put it in a place not within the temple, but far away outside the temple area.
The priests turned out to be prophets, as archaeological evidence shows that the late Bronze Age town was destroyed in a great conflagration as the Egyptians vanquished the region. At this time, monotheism had yet to take root, and pagan worship was widespread. The finds include a number of stunningly perfectly preserved pots made on wheels in ancient Greece across the Mediterranean Sea, which shows just how cosmopolitan these pagans were. The recovered goblets, bowls, and other ceramic vessels shed light on pagan worship and ancient trade.
One indication of that all kind of ceramics or vessels which are connected to a cult, to a temple, are these huge, or not huge, but quite tall stands, fenestrated with big handles, on top of which there would be placed a bowl, and in the bowl there would be either food or incense, which would be burned as an offering to the god or to the gods worshipped in this specific temple.
Scientists have now taken samples from inside the jugs to try to decipher just what precious liquids they held.
They're all small containers, so whatever must have been in should have been probably precious oils or ointment, because it's not in large quantities, it's small quantities, and the openings of the orifices of the vessels are very small, so that only drop-like things would get out.
One particularly notable find was a sculpted face, possibly part of a goblet. Preserved for 35 centuries, the detail is stupendous.
It is rare in any case. I mean, it's not a daily find, and it is even more rare in the sense that we do have these caches of cultic vessels in a spot, but the ones I know of, the majority at least, are from the Iron Age, about 400 or 500 years later. So this is one of the earlier contexts of this kind of vessels on one place.
From Jerusalem, this is Aryeh O'Sullivan reporting for the Media Line.